Hey guys, I'm the owner of this 1992 Camaro Z28. It's my daily driver except for the winter, of course. The car was completely stock back in 1998. I've used many different car polishes throughout the later years. Um, then I was introduced to a new product. It was a huge ordeal back in the day on the message boards that I used to frequent. And after much research, I concluded Zaino to be the best, as it was pretty much winning all the reviews, and after reviews, and after reviews. For over 15 years, I've been a die-hard user and promoter of Zaino polish. And while most people use Atoms due to the ease of application, I still chose to use Zaino for the end depth and shine result. Zaino is a very expensive product, and it does use multiple products and multiple steps to achieve the results that I've been achieving with, on my car. But you use so very little, and as a result, the end cost is not really all that expensive. So, anyways, approximately 1.5 months ago, I was on Facebook. And I seen a sponsored ad for a product called TopCoat F11, and the results that were being shown, it just seemed too good to be true. I mean, in all honesty, it's almost these magical results that people were spreading around, and of course, I got curious. And I mean, I looked around at all the reviews that were being shown, and I don't know what they were comparing them to, but of course, I was really curious, and I was hoping to get at least maybe a comparison video or an article comparing Top Coat F11 to, the popular ones like, say, Atoms, let alone Zaino, which would be great. Um, but I mean, Zaino, I swear by, and I truly found it hard to believe that it could come anywhere close to the depth of shine that you get with Zaino. Um, and with no true comparison results, I decided to order one kit, and it consisted of a 16-ounce bottle, a spray bottle of Top Coat F11, a 2-ounce travel size bottle, and two microfiber towels, which came to $100 Canadian. Um, I mean, my order was based merely on curiosity because I wanted to get a true comparison video made with Zaino and Topcoat F11, but I really didn't think it would make me switch. It was mostly for curiosity reasons. To start off for the review, I washed the car. I clayed it. I applied Zaino the same usual way that I do, which consists of 6 of their products, 3 layers, which takes approximately 2 hours. It would have been longer if I had done the tires, the rims, the interior, which normally takes me about 6 to 7 hours in total before each show, including washing, claying, washing again, and so on. But at the end of the day, even though Zaino is not a quick application, the results were more than worth it for me. And for that very reason, I was truly skeptical of Topcoat. I could not see it being better than Zaino, and for me, I consider Zaino being superior to all those out there. Of course, short of ceramic coatings, of course, but that's quite expensive, and I don't have the money for that. Anyways, I applied Zaino and took many pictures and videos, which I'll show you at the end of this video. Zaino leaves a very slick surface, and while the slickness it eventually diminishes after a while, it is quickly replenished with a couple sprays with their detailing spray, which is literally like a 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce. I had a lot of expectations from Top Coat. To be honest, to make it good enough for me to switch over, but to justify the huge costs on this product. I mean, after all, $100 for a total of 18 ounces of product. Seeing how the towels themselves really are a dime a dozen, it's not a cheap product. and claims made by both the product company and the large amount of reviews done, including YouTube, for this product, the fact that it says that it fills in surface scratches and it's extreme shine, and a small amount is needed, and it's really, really slick and quicker application time. It can be applied to anything, pretty much literally anything, even if hot exhaust or and especially the fact that it says that it works all the way from 3 to 6 months. That's a lot to expect. But anyways, let's get back to the actual video on hand. And there we have it. That is my 3-coat application of Zaino. As you can see, there are a lot of steps which I do. It usually takes around 3 hours to finish. That, however, does not include washing and cleaning the car, doing the tires, detailing the rims, interior. Usually end up taking around 6 to 7 hour detail routine. The results from Zaino has been very rewarding, and so you can probably understand how skeptical I was of TopCoat F11. Now let's continue our video with the application of TopCoat F11. Well, as you can see, that was a much faster application time from Zaino. So, without further ado, on to the actual review of TopCoat F11. I decided to use the included 2-ounce bottle to spray down the car instead of the possibility of using more than 2 ounces. And, if I were to use a 16-ounce bottle, I might end up coming out with half remaining. My first initial spray maintained what I would consider the same slick surface as what Zaino had on the car already. The application of the first wipe was rather easy. However, I was rather disappointed in the lack of added shine from the reviews. I was expecting it to just blow my mind compared to what Zaino offers, and Zaino is the best shine I've ever seen. So surface scratches, they weren't being affected at all. I seen absolutely no surface scratches being diminished at all. The shine did not seem to be any better than Zaino, and I immediately thought to myself, which is what I originally expected, well, TopCoat kind of met its match with Zaino. I put on one layer over the entire main body panels of the car, also including the windows, and by the time I was finished, I used nearly the entire 2 ounce of product. I took pics again, and honestly, in person and ultimately on the computer, the photos produced no difference whatsoever, and I was rather disappointed the fact that I waited 2 days and I added another coat and the results were exactly the same. So I decided to add one more coat later on in the week. You're supposed to give at least 48 hours drying time between coats. Now this time I decided to make changes to the spray bottle itself, mainly the sprayer on the bottle that they give you. I spent a couple hours of countless experiments. I was able to determine how much would come out of full pulls to empty each bottle, and various other nozzles that I had around the house. In the end, I was able to find a different sprayer. It was actually on one of my leather cleaner kits. Fit perfectly on the bottle, and it produces a wider spray but a little bit more product. You don't have to squeeze it as much, so I ended up switching the sprayer on it. Unfortunately, it's not showing on the video because I had done it after I took the initial video. So there was no rain since the day that I had added the coats. So the condition of the car was exactly the same. So I did find that adding the second layer, it was extremely easy. It required hardly anything really on the paint. There was a rainfall coming the next day, so I wanted to add an extra additional layer. Since I was told to wait 24 to 48 hours to cure, I waited a few more days just to see what the results would be once it rains. Now, TopCoat F11 has been appraised by a huge following, and part of its main feature is its extremely hydrophobic water feature to it. I found that very disappointing compared to Zaino. As you will see in the video, Zaino produces a very thin sheet of water that flows down the window. It's so clear that you can easily see right through the entire window while it's pouring rain outside. Whereas with TopCoat F11, the water was beating on the window. It does, however, have the same action where you can dry your car with the water hose itself. It's supposed to clean up extremely easy, and it's being said to never wash your car again. And as a result, I decided to take the time out to do the entire car, some places that I haven't done before, because when the upcoming rain comes, I can see how the results would truly come out as. I polished the rims. I applied the TopCoat F11 with the 2-ounce bottle, but with my new spray head, and I found the new spray nozzle that I have, it worked much better. It was night and day results. One full pull, even half a full pull, it resulted in a nice overcast spray, so about 4 pulls was enough to do the entire rim. While I did not see any difference in shine, it did leave quite a slick coating. I then went over the parts where I don't normally do. I just want to see if it would create its result where it wouldn't have anything stick to it as much. And that, to me, would truly prove if TopCoat F11 was right for me. I did one spray, actually a couple drops on some parts that I have never actually polished before. Underneath the rear wing, there's a body panel which I've never ever polished before. So it was not slick, which Zaino gives. And even with the small couple little drops on this section, it immediately gave the slickness that Zaino would have after many hours of adding product and multiple products. So that gave me a good first impression. I started to go other parts like the door jambs, inside the ground effects, just to see how well it would clean up afterwards. I did find that TopCoat did add slickness to anything that I sprayed to. It did not, however, give the kind of back to black effect on the trim. It did make them appear newer, but it didn't give me that sharp black that I was expecting considering the reviews that I was seeing. Now, as far as what happens when it rains and it's extremely hydrophobic condition with the water, I found the water was laying on the surface, but unless I was getting up to speed, it was not really pouring off the car like the videos showed. It looked like the water was wanting to fly off the car, but mostly when you turn the corner. However, I didn't get that same Rain-X effect that I seen on the windows, that again, which I took as what I should be seeing with this according to the videos I had. Even with all 3 of the layers on the car, and I did wait 48 hours between coats, the water didn't really move as fast unless I was driving like 70 kilometers an hour, whereas Rain-X, you can drive 40 kilometers an hour and the water just flies right off. You don't need any wipers. So that was rather disappointing because that's not what the videos were relaying. As far as durability goes, I was rather disappointed. I got 3 coats on the car, and all it took was one rainfall to cover the car in hard, dirty water spots all over it. I mean, so I don't know where this 3 to 6 months comes from, and this, never wash your car again, because, I mean, if one rain ruins the work that you did, as far as slickness goes, it requires you to recoat the car. That's not really all what's being expected. I mean, you can easily remove that with either spraying the whole F11 again, a couple sprays here and there, but I mean, you're just wasting product, and that's not really, all you're doing is replenishing it. But I did find that you can just rinse the car with water and you can still get the same results. However, that goes against the never wash your car again feature of the product. Now, the fact that it says that it's supposed to fill in fine clear coat scratches, again, that did not work for me. It did nothing for my car. I had the ultra fine swirls that can only be seen in light had no effect whatsoever. And the part about nothing sticks to it, false. Later on that night, I had a bird crap on the car, and well, it was before a big show, and it stuck to the paint. It literally stuck to the paint. I had to use a water bottle I had left in the car and soak it. I didn't want to waste top coat again just to remove, some bird crap, so I just soaked it up with water, and it did come off fairly easy after it was soaked, but still, I mean, I thought nothing's supposed to stick to it. So when it's all said and done, my opinion of TopCoat F11 compared to a product like Zaino that I've been using, while TopCoat F11 didn't, in my case, add any more shine to what Zaino gives to my paint, using the 16-ounce bottle to detail the car, it was fairly easy to do, unless I actually pay for the 300 plus for the gallon container. In that case, it's not all that worth it for me as far as cost goes, just using the 16-ounce bottle. Using the 16-ounce kit, it's not much less than what I'm paying for 3 coats on my car, even with the 6 products of Zaino. It just saves time, but money-wise, it's not all that much cheaper. I think it's like a dollar or two cheaper. So whether it's worth switching over, I would say yes, because it's quicker, and you get the same results as the Zaino would give after the hours of work. But I'm going to need to upgrade and pay the 300 plus for the gallon container to really make it worth it in the end as a financial point of view. So in conclusion, will I switch my Zaino of 15 years? And the answer is yes. However, only because of 2 factors. One, time. I mean, it does give me the Zaino results in 15 to 20 minutes. 1 coat, 1 product compared to 6 Zaino products, 3 coats, and 2 to 3 hours. And 2, the cost, but once again, only if I take advantage of the gallon size and pay the 300 plus Canadian up front, because Zaino, I've been able to determine it cost me around $12.50 worth of products for 3 coats. Top coat cost me around $11 Canadian per coat. However, when you're using the gallon amount, that reduces to around $2.50 a coat. So I've already ordered the gallon size to reduce the cost per coat, actually quite severely. And for those 2 reasons, that is the reason that I will be switching. Now, I have since then purchased the gallon container, and I do have to mention the issues before as far as the delay of processing. It seems to have been resolved. I ordered the gallon on June 3rd, and it was processed surprisingly the very next business day, and it was mailed out the very next day. It does, however, have the same action where you can dry your car with a water hose just like Zaino did, so I don't feel I'm actually losing anything by switching to TopCoat F11. At the end of the day, I am happy to say that I have switched over to TopCoat F11. I feel that TopCoat F11 is a great product. However, the results that people were clearly being blown away from appears to be because they were not using a product that gave off the same results such as Zaino. The only thing that I have to conclude is that TopCoat basically gives Zaino results in a fraction of the time, which is worth it for me. I do apologize that this video was very long. I just wanted to be as detailed as I could. Thanks for watching.